Hello viewers, Liam here again. It has been a very long time since a video actually appeared on this channel, hasn't it? Truthfully, I just completely burned out on doing YouTube. It is a really difficult thing to do to any sort of level of quality when you're juggling a lot of other things, but I always wanted to come back in some way. So hello, how are you all? Hello from the absolute depths of Ark Raiders that has been taking basically all of my free time recently. I have somehow racked up over 100 hours in it. Now things have changed a lot in Linux gaming land since I last did videos. And one of my old uploads, my really old uploads with Gabe Newell from Valve at a Linux convention has been popping off lately. So I wanted to give a bit of a bigger hello and a little thank you. Just to say thank you for all the previous views, the comments and the support you gave to me and this channel. It really was a pleasure to help with all the guides and just to show off cool games for a while. We were doing all sorts of random videos and live streams a very long time before the Steam Deck and SteamOS came along, but we really took off thanks to how Valve really began pushing Linux with things like the Steam Deck. And now we have the upcoming Steam Frame and the new Steam Machine, everything still powered by SteamOS. Linux is going to be everywhere, and everyone will be covering it. No one wants to be left behind on what could potentially be the future. So I have no idea where that really leaves little old me who never really knew what they were doing here on YouTube anyway. It's quite funny really how your skill in something really does decline when you haven't done it for a long time. I had to practically relearn how to do OBS Studio settings and a bit of video editing the audio for this and all sorts, just to get this basic hello video actually out there and just done. It did feel a little bit weird since it's something I used to do so often before. I'm not sure if I'm ever properly returning to YouTube sometime or not, but hey, look, Ark Raiders, it is one of the most popular games around and it has worked since release on Linux, amazingly with the anti-cheat enabled as well. I mean, I'm as shocked as you are. We have games like GTA, Apex Legends, Rust, Battlefield, Call of Duty, and more that entirely block Linux. But Embark Studios are keeping it up so we can play across many platforms, and that is pretty amazing. You see, anti-cheat is going to be such a huge continuing problem for SteamOS and for Valve's plans in the long run, but I really do hold out some hope there that something will be done. The problem is Steam Machine and SteamOS as a whole still needs to be a success, a much bigger success than the Steam Deck has been for Valve so far, and it needs a good few million more users for that to actually happen. The question is, will it happen? Well, there's a lot that could go wrong, but a lot of it could go right. We don't know the pricing on the new Valve hardware yet. A lot of it is hanging on the pricing. I'll be along for the ride anyway, maybe not here on this channel directly, but the gamingonlinux.com website continues as always, and traffic to it has just grown repeatedly over the years. It is quite insane really. My email inbox scares the hell out of me. There are more games releasing all the time. I cannot keep up with it. Anyway, here's a fun little story for you. I recently moved from Kubuntu about 4 days ago over to Fedora KDE. Now, I'm only 4 days into using it, and they pushed out a major graphics driver update that just entirely broke playing games on Steam. All I wanted to do that night was play games with friends, but I had to jump into the friggin' terminal to downgrade the graphics driver because of a bad update. Linux, it never changes, does it? As much as Linux improves, and it is still my favorite platform, there's still so many issues with the way some distributions are run. If we want Linux outside of SteamOS to be embraced by people, users simply shouldn't have to screw around like that. I'm getting completely sidetracked anyway. I was going to talk about Linux gaming, how far we come, Ark Raiders, and stuff, but it turned into whatever this general hello again, I'm still alive video. I did kind of miss doing it. I don't care about views and likes and shouting at you to hit subscribe or whatever. I just sometimes need something where I can talk into the void like this or whatever. And as a teaser, there are some plans going on with me joining a few other Linux creators, hopefully once a month. I won't tease too much though, but keep an eye out. And maybe I'll see you in the next video. I don't know. See you later.